Hi students, welcome back to my channel Getting Bio World. So if you like my videos, please like करें, share करें और subscribe करें. So today we will start our new lesson, body fluids and the circulation. So guys, we have learned already that living cells have to be provided with nutrients, oxygens and other essential substances. Living cells needs some nutrients, oxygen and some essential substances, and also the waste or harmful substances produced have to be removed continuously. Living cells first of all need these some essential substances, nutrients and etc., and they also secrete out the harmful substances or waste outside the cell, and process is done continuously and for healthy functioning of the tissues. It is therefore essential to have efficient mechanism for the movement of these substances. So, for the movement of the substances, some essential efficient mechanism is done, and this mechanism of can be done with to the cell and from the cell. Means substances come inside the cell, and then these substances in the form of the waste and the excretory products can be exhale out from the cell. So students, different group of the animals have evolved different methods for this transport. In different types of the body animal, different transporting materials are present and methods are present. Some simple organisms like sponges, coelenterate circulate the water from their surrounding through the body cavities to facilitate the cells to exchange these substances. The small organisms or simple organisms like sponges and coelenterids can move in water, and around their body or around their body cell the water is present, and they can circulate the water for the transport of the materials or the nutrients for the exchange of the substances, and they take the water from their surrounding throughout their body cavities, and they facilitate to the exchange of these substances. So more complex organisms use special fluids within their bodies to transport such materials, and even higher animals or higher organisms can also some use the special fluids within their body for the transport of the such materials, and one of these special fluid is the blood, and blood is most commonly used by the body fluid by most of the higher organism including human for this purpose. Blood is a special type of fluid which is used for the transport of the substances and the nutrients and some other molecules, and it is also present in the human bodies for the transport purpose. And another body fluid is the lymph, and also help for the transport of certain substances. Now in this chapter you will learn about the composition and properties of blood and lymph. Lymph means are tissue fluids, and the mechanism of circulation of blood is also explained herein. And in this chapter we learned about the composition and properties. Means we see the blood and the lymph compositions and their properties, how they work, how they composed, by which substances they may get made, and their mechanism of circulation and the blood is explained in this lesson, and we will learn one by one. So students, see, first of all, blood. What is blood? Blood is a special connective tissue consisting of fluid matrix. Is connective tissue. Why here blood is called connective tissue? Because it connects throughout the body part. That's why it is called a special connective tissue consisting of fluid matrix, and it consists fluid matrix, plasma and some formed elements. These three things form the blood: fluid matrix, plasma and the formed elements. It consists by the blood. So next is the plasma. Plasma is a straw colored viscous fluid consisting nearly 55% of the blood. Plasma color कैसा होगा? Is a straw colored and viscous fluid, means is a fluid का type कैसा होगा? Viscous. It is consisting nearly 55% of the blood, and total 55% blood में 55% is inside the blood total 55% contain the plasma. So 90 to 92% of the plasma is water and protein constitutes 6 to 8%. 90 to 90% contain the plasma and remaining 6 to 8% it is protein. So protein, and which type of protein is present inside the plasma? Fibrinogen, globulin and the albumins. These three types are the major proteins part of the 6 to 8% of the plasma. So we will see how they work. Means protein, these three proteins, how they work in the plasma. So see here students, the first of all the fibrinogen are needed for clotting or coagulation of the blood. Means when we accidentally cut our hand or our finger, then suddenly clotting protein means a fibrinogen comes and they stop the blood for passing. That's why that due to this fibrinogen the blood is get coagulated or clot, means उधर जाकर वो जम जाता है, रुक जाता है. And globulin is the next other protein is primarily are involved in the defense mechanism of the body. Body को defense mechanism में कौन work करेगा? Globulin. And the last one is the albumin. It's help in the osmotic balances. Means some osmotic balance is present inside the blood and this is due to done by the albumin. These three are the major proteins of the plasma. Now next one is the plasma also contains small amounts of the minerals like sodium, calcium ion, magnesium ion, bicarbonate ion and the chlorine ions. All these are the small amount of the nutrient present in the plasma. Except these nutrients, glucose, amino acid, lipids are also present in the plasma and they are always in transit in the body. And they always are transit in the body means they transfer, they must get, means they वो आते भी और चले भी जाते, comes inside the body, inside the blood and then get out from the blood. They get transport होते रहते हैं वो. Now factors for coagulation or clotting bloods are also present in the plasma in an inactive form. Some factors are present for clotting of blood and coagulations are present in the blood which is inactive form, and plasma without the clotting factor is called as serum. If the plasma, inside the plasma clotting factor is absent, that's why it is called as the serum. Now next is the formed elements. So what is formed element? We will see one by one. Erythrocyte, leukocyte and the platelets are collectively formed elements. These तीनों को collectively called as formed elements and they constitute the 45% of the blood. Blood का total 45% कैसा होता है? Formed elements का होता है. Now erythrocytes first of all is also called as the RBCs or red blood cells are the most abundant of the all cells in the blood. Cell में सबसे पहले सबसे ज़्यादा most amount में पाया जाने वाला found होने वाला RBC है कौन? is erythrocyte, and a healthy adult man has on an average 5 millions to 5.5 millions of RBC cubic millimeter. mm3 means a cubic millimeter. Adult human में जो healthy होता है, this adult healthy human consists of the 5 to 5.5 millions of these RBCs cubic millimeters of blood. Now RBCs are formed in the red bone marrow in the adult. In the bone marrow in red form the RBCs are produced, and RBCs are devoid of nucleus in most of the mammals. In devoid means lack of nucleus. In RBCs nucleus are not present, they are devoid in most of the mammals. बहुत सारे mammals में ये absent होता है, lack होता है, and they are biconcave in shape. Now what is biconcave? Biconcave means concave from both sides. See, this is the figure of this RBC. This is one side of concave, this is another side of the concave. That's why it is called as the biconcave in shape. अभी कैसा होता है? Biconcave होता है. And who? Erythrocyte or red blood cells. They have a red in color, iron containing complex protein called hemoglobin. It is red in color That's why it is called RBC. And this red color iron containing complex protein is called as hemoglobin, and due to this red color the RBC is look like a red in color, and this complex protein iron containing is called as the hemoglobin, hence the color the name of these cells. Understand all of you? A healthy individual has 12 to 16 grams of the hemoglobin in very 100 ml of the blood. When we take the healthy human being bloods, which is 100 ml, then 12 to 16 grams of the hemoglobin is present, and it is a range of healthy person hemoglobin in 100 ml blood. Now these molecules play a significant role in transport of the respiratory gases, and they play a important role in transport of the gases, respiratory gases. And RBCs have an average lifespan of 120 days, after which they are destroyed in the spleen. RBCs का lifespan means total lifespan कितना होता है 120 days, and after completion of this 120 days they get destroyed inside the spleen. They come in the spleen and get destroyed. Understand all of you? After this erythrocyte, we will learn about the leukocyte. Now see here, leukocyte is also known as the white blood cells, means WBC, as they are colorless due to the lack of the hemoglobin. Inside the RBCs, red iron containing complex protein is present, which is called hemoglobin. That's why they look like a red in color and is called as RBCs. But inside the WBC, red color hemoglobin or a complex protein is absent. That's why they are white in color. Due to the lack of the hemoglobin, they are white in color. That's why it is called as the white blood cells. And they are nucleated. But the RBCs are the devoid of the nucleus, means they are lacking the nucleus in most of the mammals. But the leukocytes are nucleated, means they contain nucleus and are relatively lesser in number, in which average 6,000 to 8,000 cubic millimeter. But the RBCs are the 5 to 5.5 million cubic millimeter, but they are WBC are the less in number, and they are ranges in 6,000 to 8,000 cubic millimeter. Understand all of you? These are the comparison of the RBCs and WBCs, and these are important for the NEET and both exam papers, both theory papers. And now leukocytes are generally short-lived, and these RBCs are the 120 days lifespan, but leukocytes are the short-lived. We have two main categories of the WBCs. First, a granulocyte, and another is the agranulocyte. See what is granulocyte and the agranulocyte. Neutrophils, eosinophils, and the basophils are different types of the granulocytes. Understand? Neutrophils, eosinophils, and the basophils. Three types are the granulocytes, while lymphocyte and monocytes are the agranulocyte. Granulocyte and agranulocytes is also divided into different forms. Neutrophils, eosinophils, and the basophils. These three are the granulocyte. Lymphocyte and monocytes are the agranulocytes, and both granulo and agranulotypes are the different parts of the or types of the leukocytes. Understand all of you? Now neutrophils are the most abundant cell, 60 to 65% of the total WBC. Basophils are at least 0.5 to 1% of among them, and neutrophils and monocytes are 6 to 8%. Are phagocytic cell which destroy the foreign organism entering in our body. When some foreign particles come in our body, then they act as a phagocytic cell, means they can destroy these foreign particles or organism when they entering in our body, which is harmful to our body. And now basophil secretes histamine, serotonin, heparin, etc., and are involved in the inflammatory reactions. Some inflammatory reactions are occur in the body, and for these inflammatory reaction, basophil secretes some histamine, serotonin, and the heparin. These are the amino acids are secreted by the basophils, and they act as involved in these inflammatory reactions. Now eosinophils are 2 to 3% resist infections, are also associated with the allergic reactions. अब ये किसके साथ होते हैं, एलर्जिक रिएक्शंस के साथ एसोसिएट होते हैं. सी दिस इज द फिगर ऑफ दिस blood's elements. First of all is the RBCs, another one is the platelets. We will see these platelets. Now this is the eosinophiles, basophils and the neutrophiles. These three are the granulotes, and these are the monocyte, T lymphocyte and the B lymphocyte. This is our granulates. So understand all of you? Now see next, lymphocytes. Now what is lymphocytes? Lymphocyte is present in 20 to 25% of these WBCs and are the two major types, and these lymphocytes are also two major parts, B and T forms. Both B and T lymphocytes are responsible for immunoresponse of the body, means they can respond the body or they can immunate the body from foreign particles. Who? B and T lymphocytes. And what is B and T lymphocyte? Both are these the part of the lymphocyte. Understand all of you? Now third part or third formed elements of the blood is the platelets, also called as the thrombocytes, and are cell fragments produced from the megakaryocytes. Now what is megakaryocytes? Megakaryocytes, the special cells in the bone marrow. Bone marrow present in human body, and this bone marrow is having the special cell. This special cell is called as megakaryocytes, and these megakaryocytes are cell fragments produced, and these cell fragments produced by the thrombocyte. And what is thrombocyte? Thrombocyte is also called as platelets. Understand all of you? Now blood normally contain 1,50,000 to 3,50,000 platelets cubic millimeter. Both these three are the ranges of the RBC, WBC and the platelets. First of all RBC is 5 to 5.5 million cubic millimeter in range. WBC is 6,000 to 8,000 cubic millimeter in range. And last, thrombocyte or platelets are the 1,50,000 to 3,50,000 cubic millimeter in range. And in healthy human being, they are present in this amount. Platelets can release a variety of substances, most of which are involved in the coagulation or clotting of the bloods. Platelets also secrete the special substances, and they help in the coagulation or clotting of the blood. And reduction in their number can lead to clotting disorder, which will lead to excessive loss of blood from the body. Understand? See, if we accidentally cut our finger, then our accident is occurred, then blood is passes, but due to this platelet secretion of the special cell, then bloods get coagulated. But if the absence of its ranges in the platelets number, then the clotting disorder is done due to the reduction in the number of the platelets. That's why the ranges of the healthy people of platelet is 1,50,000 to 3,50,000 cubic millimeter.